Familiar, you're familiar. So if you don't know by now, then you should probably get familiar.
Hello students, so welcome back to my YouTube channel. I think this is the video number part 14 for you in the DC circuit analysis, right? Okay, so now in this video, so let me discuss what is reciprocity theorem. Okay, so we have been discussing the various theorems under the DC circuit analysis, right? Now this is the last theorem to be discussed, that is called reciprocity theorem. Okay, now first to go through the statement. Very simple theorem it is to understand. Okay, so if an EMF, so how to obtain the EMF? So one can obtain the EMF by a voltage source, right? So an EMF in one branch of a reciprocal network, okay, produces a current I in another. Then if the EMF E, okay, is shifted to the second branch, then it will cause the same current in the first branch, okay, where the EMF has been replaced by the short circuit. Okay, it seems to be complicated for you, but the theorem is very simple. So just to try to understand the theorem by considering a simple network. Okay, so just consider the figure A. So consisting of the resistors R1, R2, R3 in a network connected with a single source. Okay, I think this is the theorem to be mentioned here, applicable for a network in which only a single source is present, voltage source is present in the network. So now V is the voltage source, EMF is produced by this voltage source. Okay, now so this in this network, okay, you have to consider the branches where the current is flowing, because there are various branches through R1, through R2, through R3. Okay, even this short circuited part in the second part of the loop of the circuit also, right? So now let us consider the second branch of circuit where the current is passing. Okay, so due to the EMF present in the first branch, right? So positive to negative can assign the direction of the current now in this branch. Okay, now what is the statement says, you know, very simple it is. Suppose the current I is assigned in a particular branch, okay, due to the source V, then the same current is produced in the first branch if you replace this voltage source by a short circuit. Okay, like this, you have to short circuit the same position of the voltage source by a short circuit, and in this place you have to shift the voltage source. That's it, you have to shift the voltage source to the other branch, then you will get the same current in the first branch. Is it clear? I think now it is very clear for you, right? See, look at the second diagram. So I have done the same thing here. So I will not disturb the resistors R1, R2, R3. Okay, so network consisting of any number of resistors will be same for you. Only thing, the voltage source is shifted from one branch to other branch here, just it is shifted here. So now where you have to measure the current? So where the voltage source was present originally, isn't it? So that current to be measured here, I. Okay, now the statement is very clear for you, right? So in these two circuits, after shifting the voltage source from one branch to other branch, okay, and the current produced will be same. Okay, in this case I is measured here. Okay, after replacing the voltage source other branch, okay, other loop it is. So we can say in which where the voltage source was present, you can measure the current by short circuiting the current, short circuiting the two terminals here and measure the current here. Okay, so if you just keep it open, you can't measure the current, isn't it? It should not be open. So you just short circuit and measure the current in the place of voltage source was present. That's it. So these two currents will be, okay, so will be equal. Is it clear now? So these two currents should be equal according to reciprocity theorem. Okay, so now let us see what are the steps to be followed to understand the theorem better. So steps for solving the network. Simple steps. First, what you have to do, identify the branch. Okay, because there are various branches, right? Identify the branch to assign the current direction. So now I am considering this as the branch here, so where the current direction is assigned, correct? So and determine that current by applying certain any network method. Okay, find out that current. Next, place the voltage source in the branch where current I is measured. Okay, the current, suppose if I measure this current as I1, So where the current I1 is measured, at that point place the voltage source and then replace the voltage source. Okay, voltage source is removed, so voltage source should be replaced by short circuit and measure that current I2. Okay, so this current I will consider it as now I2. Okay, measure that current I2 in the branch. Is it clear? Then once you measure the current I1 and I2, compare that currents I1 and I2. Okay, so we should get I1 is equal to I2. That's it. Okay, so that is the method of verifying this reciprocity theorem. So now if you want further how to calculate this value of I1 and I2 in two different circuits, so you have to follow certain network methods here. So just to consider these equations now, verification through some equations. Okay, so from the figure 1, how do you calculate I1? First we have to find out what is the total resistance in the network. Clear? So we have R1, R2, R3 of course here, and voltage source is present in the first branch here, not in the second branch. Okay, so looking towards the network from this voltage side, voltage source side. Okay, so find out the total resistance. Okay, that equivalent resistance is calculated as RT. Okay, R1 plus R2 R3 by R2 plus R3. Why? Because looking from this voltage source, so R1 is in series. Okay, so now in this loop we see, so it is shorted here, so R2 and R3 will become parallel to each other. So therefore R1 plus R2 into R3 by R2 plus R3 for parallel two resistors formula. Okay, so once you know the total resistance, calculate the total current in the network. So very simple, it is by applying the Ohm's law. Total current IT is equal to V divided by RT. Okay, V divided by this RT you have to substitute here. Then what we want here is the branch current. So this particular branch is considered here, isn't it? So in this branch what is the current? That is called branch current. Let it be I1. So that I1 is equal to, now so you have to consider by current divider method. So total current into, so this branch you are calculating. Okay, parallel to this we have the resistor R3, right? So multiply by IT into R3. Okay, so IT into R3 divided by, so now in this loop we have the total resistance is R2 plus R3. So divide by R2 plus R3. Okay, so that gives the equation for I1 as the branch current in the first network. Okay, similarly you take the figure 2. So this in the figure 2 again R1, R2, R3 are present, but only voltage source is shifted to the other side where the current was measured, right? Now looking back to the same circuit from this voltage source again, so what you will get, the total resistance. Now this R2 becomes in series, whereas this is actually short circuited, right? So R1, R3 will become parallel to each other now. So therefore RT is equal to, so this R2 plus parallel R1, R3 divided by R1 plus R3. Okay, so 1 minute, this is R1, right? R1, R3 divided by R1 plus R3. Clear? Okay, now IT is equal to, as usual, so this voltage source V divided by this calculated RT. Okay, then once you know the total current, calculate the branch current as usual. Okay, so that is I2 is equal to what? Total current and this resistance R3, because in both the circuit R3 is common, you can consider the same R3 here also. Okay, now divided by, so these two you have to consider in this branch you are calculating the current, so what is the resistance in this particular loop? So that is R1 plus R3 now. Okay, R1 plus R3. That's it. That is equation 2. So what is the difference in equation 1 and 2? So calculated current IT may be different as per the formula. Okay, R3 is same here. So divided by R2 plus R3 here, and here R1 plus R3. Okay, so if you consider these two formula for calculation, you will find that the currents I1 is equal to I2. So that you can say equation 1 and 2 are same. Equation 1 and 2 are equal to each other. Okay, hence this reciprocity theorem is verified also, we can say. Is it clear? Okay, so that's all about the reciprocity theorem. Okay, so see you in the next video. Okay.